insecurity is defined as the inability to obtain enough food to have a healthy, active lifestyle for all members of a household. What if I told you that 14.3% of American households were food insecure? 14.3% of households is 49 million Americans. That's approximately 1 in every 6 people in the United States. This statistic was included in the United States Department of Agriculture's Economic Research Report published in September of this year. Imagine if you were one of these people struggling to provide food for you and your family. Think of the way you'd feel if there was a way to help combat this issue. Fortunately, there is. There are many organizations known as soup kitchens that serve to fight hunger. I personally understand the merit of these organizations as I have been volunteering in my local soup kitchen for over 4 years. All of us young, able-bodied people should be out helping those around us. Now's the time to do so, as we aren't restrained by time-consuming jobs or families to provide for, families of our own. Helping others by volunteering for food organizations not only provides for those less fortunate, but can also have many benefits for yourself. Today I'll be discussing the different ways to volunteer, how this volunteer work helps the individuals you serve, and how it can benefit you. For starters, let's define what a soup kitchen is. Soup kitchens have a few different names like meal centers or food kitchens, but they're facilities that provide food for people for free or for below normal price. This picture is a photograph of when soup kitchens became popular around the time of the Great Depression, and they're called soup kitchens because a lot of the time they only serve soup. As you can see, there's soup, coffee, donuts. So the Lord's Diner, which is the facility that I volunteer at in Wichita, serves dinner nightly from 5:30 to 7:30. The meals can be provided from a food bank or other volunteers that have donated their food. And these facilities are usually run mostly by volunteers with only a few paid staff members. So the number of people in need, in addition to the small staff, really increases the need for volunteers. You can volunteer in a number of ways at a soup kitchen. At the Lord's Diner, there are several positions available for people with all types of skills and age levels. The meals are cooked and donated in advance, so that could be an option for some of you if you don't want to actually volunteer at the kitchen. Other positions include serving trays, dumping trays, dishwashing, and serving drinks. I usually serve drinks because that way you get to walk around and interact with everybody who is a guest of the diner. I'm sure for each facility, the positions can vary a little bit, but the basic principle of serving food and cleaning up afterwards is the same across the board. According to the Lord's Diner official website, some facilities even provide food trucks which can travel to different parts of town to serve food. This opens up even more opportunities to serve. I noticed in a lot of your answers from the questionnaire some really wonderful ideas about the benefits you thought people could gain by eating in a soup kitchen. A lot of you hit the nail on the head. The most obvious answer to this question is a warm meal. Although I'm sure most people come for this aspect of the facility, there's also a lot more that somebody can gain from being there. Soup kitchens provide a comfortable facility that offers a clean and safe environment and shelter for visitors. They also provide social interaction and support from people in similar situations. Depending on the facility and location, the diversity of the guests is it varies throughout. So soup kitchens are essentially big melting pots where people from different backgrounds can come and eat together and enjoy support. The collaboration between guests and volunteers also strengthens the community as a whole. According to a study done by the Kansas Food Bank and an organization called Feeding America, which is a United States hunger relief charity, this study was published in 2014. It said that 71% of food-insecure households in Kansas have to choose between buying food and paying their utilities, and 35% of that number have to make that decision every month. So volunteering for a soup kitchen helps these families in your area to worry a little less about providing for their family, and they can spend their income elsewhere, like their utilities. So now that we understand the benefits of eating at a soup kitchen, let's focus on the benefits you can gain by volunteering at one. According to Alina Tugend, a writer for the New York Times, in an article entitled "The Benefits of Volunteerism If the Service is Real," which was published in July of 2012. She says, "Service teaches children and teenagers to look beyond themselves and understand the role they can play in their community and their country." She goes on to say, however, that the motives behind volunteering make a difference in the outcomes we achieve by volunteering. So in other words, if you're really dedicated to the cause and you're worried about, or you're doing it for, education or awareness and discussion, you're gonna get a lot more out of it than just by volunteering to add it to your resume. That being said, the rewards of volunteering in a soup kitchen are countless. I know personally I've made tons of relationships with people that I otherwise would not have, and always talking to them and learning about their stories is so interesting. Interacting with people of different walks of life really adds tolerance and diversity to your personality, which makes you a more well-rounded person. I believe that the best way to feel good is to make someone else feel good. So I promise you that by the end of your shift at a soup kitchen, you'll feel happier and more satisfied than when you walked in. I highly recommend volunteering in a soup kitchen. It's really easy to find out soup kitchens in your area by a quick search of the internet. And even here at KU, there are clubs that are open to everyone and are dedicated to food organizations. There are many different options when volunteering in a soup kitchen, which ensures that you'll find something that you enjoy. Not only are there obvious benefits for people who eat at a soup kitchen, but there are also many benefits you can gain by working in one. I want to leave you with a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. that was said in a 1968 sermon. He said, "Everyone can be great because anyone can serve. You don't need to have a college degree to serve. You don't even have to have your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love." Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Do you want me to video?
Huh?
Do you want me to video? No. Okay.